Hello, welcome back to Syberia on the Vera channel, where we're going to continue with part 2 of Syberia on the Vera channel. My name is Vera. You may know me from such places as here, but also from Twitch, where I normally would be, if I could be, but right now I can't be because I'm having some internet issues, but they'll be fixed soon. Probably. I hope. Oh yeah, also, I don't think I mentioned it last time, but I'm using my Pixel model right now because my normal model is getting renovated and updated, and it's going to be fancy next time you see it. And keep your expectations in check because I'm doing my best, but I'm updating it and it's going to be neat. So we're doing this, and I think I need to get like intro music, like proper intro music, and not just rely on the game intro music, because like right now there's no game intro music because it's just like a silent scene of us reading a piece of paper. But anyway, what happened last time? We are Kate Walker, and we went to a town, and that town is pretty desolate, not very much going on there. It's got a big toy factory, but I guess it's not a toy factory. Maybe it is, I don't know. We're from a toy company. This factory makes automatons, which are absolutely not robots. They're automatons. They're different. I'm not exactly sure how, but you just gotta roll with me on that one. And we're supposed to do like negotiations to buy it from Anna somebody, except Anna somebody died just like yesterday. So fun fact: negotiating with dead people, not the easiest task ever. So we're at the notary trying to get our shit figured out, and we are reading a letter. And I'm going to read you that letter right after we do like a little screen wipe thing and go over to gameplay. Click. Oh, here we are. Dear Mater Alfolter, it seems that today life is slipping away from me more quickly than I imagined, and I fear that I will not be of this world to sign the takeover contract for my dear factory. So I must make this confession to you now. My brother Hans is still alive. It would not surprise me if you find this difficult to believe, but it is indeed the truth. You must remember his death, his funeral too, even though we were very young at the time. It was but a sordid charade dreamt up by our father. To him, the very idea that his only son should wish to leave Valladolid, that's the town where we are, and abandon the family business was unbearable. When Hans left, he preferred to think him dead and make everybody else believe this too. He obliged me to bear this terrible secret as well. I repeat that Hans is still alive. So when I die, it is he who becomes the sole and rightful heir of our factory. I have never had the chance to see my dear brother again. Fortunately, though, Hans and I have remained very close in thoughts. Throughout the years, I have been able to follow his meandering life as he sporadically sent me news. On occasions, he would write me letters, but they were rare, as my brother, since his unfortunate accident, has maintained a phobia for the written word. However, he has sent me several plans of automatons that I eagerly had made up at the factory, and I will admit that they have largely contributed to the success of Vorarlberg Creations. Hans has always had a marvelous gift of breathing life into objects through clever combinations of cogwheels and springs. My little brother is a genius in the true sense of the word.
Anna Vorarlberg had no further information to add?
Unfortunately not, Miss Walker. I have told you as much as I want. The situation, in legal terms, is now clear. If you want to conclude this sale, you have to find Hans Vorarlberg. Apparently, there is a body lying in the town. This letter.
Sorry about that.
Excuse me, I must rest. You see, my health is not excellent at the moment.
I seem to have lost audio on my end, but I think you're still getting it. So for some reason,
Miss Walker,
I'm not hearing any of this.
Do not forget to close the door.
And I don't know why.
Goodbye, sir.
Shit. we just lost a conversation. You didn't lose a conversation. I lost a conversation. I think we're doing okay. You guys are doing great. Hope you remember what you just heard, because I don't. Why is there no sound here? What have you done with my beautiful sound? Interesting. Okay. Well, this is different. Hold on. One little moment, and we will be up and running like it's nobody's business. Did that do it? No. No, that did nothing. Okay, I think Elgato got a little confused. So yeah, the notary that we just talked to had a whole lot of great stuff to say, right? Wow, I sure took all of that information in and learned it. Part 2 of the Let's Play, and things are already exploding. Hey, this is gonna be good. Take the key in the entrance hall, go to the Vorarlberg factory, get papers for Oscar, go to the cemetery. Okay, sure. I don't know what he said, but we have objectives, and those will tell us what the fuck's going on. So, always a good time. Do we have anything to put here? No. No. We do, however, have free reign to get this thing. Telescopic key. Okay, so it's a key, so we're going to shove it in a robot. Sorry, we're going to shove it in an automaton. That's the only place to shove a giant key. I mean, you could shove it in a giant door, but obviously it's for an automaton. Oh, it's the phone! Hi, phone!
Hello?
Kate?
Dan, I'm so pleased to hear your voice.
How are you, honey? Did you have a good journey? Have you settled in?
It was long, tiring, damp especially, but I'm okay. Especially when you...
Everything going as planned?
Yeah, I mean, well, not really. It's not exactly what I thought it would be.
Except the dead lady.
Everything's so
Doesn't help
different.
much.
Actually, while we're on the subject, I managed to free myself up tomorrow lunchtime. I'll come and meet you at the airport. I hope the flight from Paris won't be delayed. We're expected at the Goldbergs about 8 o'clock. I hope you have the time to take a shower and change, my poor honey bun.
Dan, I don't think the Goldbergs tomorrow night is really on.
Don't worry, Kate. You'll be as perfect as ever. Anyway, you never have to wear much to look really great.
Dan, I'm going to have to extend my stay here. There's 1 or 2 complications. You understand?
Kate, honey, what are you talking about? It's only a measly toy factory.
Dan?
The sale isn't going through as expected. I've got to stay a bit longer. Dan, you don't mind, do you?
But Katie, you can't do this to me. I mean, it's the Goldberg contract. There's millions of dollars on the line.
I can't do anything about it, Dan.
I'm sorry. You go ahead. Don't worry about me. I'll get back as soon as I can. I promise. Okay, I've got to go. I'll call you back soon. Love you, honey.
Dan thinks I can just come meet him tomorrow, but he doesn't realize I have an entire fucking video game to get through first. That's not gonna happen. Millions of dollars on the line does suck, though. So I can kind of understand.
Doesn't look like that worked.
Okay. Oh, it goes into his head? Hey, it's unlocked. Cool. Thanks, automatons. This way. There are a lot of options here, and this is probably the wrong one. I think this is a train depot. Or not. So here are the factories. This is where everybody works. We've got automaton slave labor going on. Fantastic. Hopefully they don't have free will, because then I might have some issues with this. It's always hard to tell with these games. Do 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 do. You know, having a conveyor belt with a bunch of machines building things is pretty practical, but when you start shaping those machines like people, I don't know, gets a little questionable. I don't know what the hell this thing is supposed to be. Is that a heater, maybe? Oh, it's just some sort of component, I think. Which is now in the building. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, this is the train place. Yeah, like I said, I have played a bit of this game years ago. I don't remember it very well. But I know I got, like, I don't know, 5 hours into it. So I've seen some of this stuff before. But Goldfish Brain means it's all brand new anyway. I mean, I kind of know some places, but I don't remember the story. So we're good. We're on a train now. I don't think we're supposed to be on a train now, but that's fine. Let's just, make sure everything on the train checks out.
It looks like something's missing.
Through that. Okay, I don't think we should be here. It's a very nice train. I do like trains. I've always wanted to go on, like, a big train adventure, and this is a very good train to go on an adventure on. Mine is getting confused by the fixed camera, but, we'll leave it be for now.
No need to go down there.
Okay. We're just exploring the factory in general. But this is not a factory, this is a train. So we gotta find the factory building, which I think we're already in the factory building, but there might be another part of it that we haven't looked at yet. You never know. The factory could be all around us. And if there isn't another part, we'll go back. But, you know, I just gotta scout everything out a little bit first. This is not a factory. This is like a house.
The door's locked, but I've still got to get in there.
But maybe by factory they just mean, like, the factory grounds, you know? This entire area is a factory if you think about it that way. And there's a ladder? Ladders are cool. Hi, ladder.
I need a key.
Lucky for you, you don't have one. Tough break. Can we go over here?
That door is locked.
That door is locked. Okay. Okay, that's fair. Oh, clearly the best way into that building is to go into a hedge maze. It's the perfect plan. Hi! Hi,
Good
human.
morning. You've got a magnificent garden here.
It is pretty good.
Oh, please, don't talk about it. Since my gardener automaton
please.
broke down, there are weeds everywhere. You can't imagine how much work it takes me. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. We're not used to doing without our robot help here in Veladiland. But everybody says that we're going to have to get used to it.
I mean, we just saw all of the automatons. Also, the guy at the hotel said not to call them robots. And she's just calling a robot, so I don't know if that's a really hard and fast rule. But they're clearly here. We saw them at the beginning of the game. Last time they were all like going to a funeral. So maybe they're just gonna leave town now? I don't know. What's up, statue? You've seen better days. Seems like you may have lost part of your head there. Ooh. That looks like a key. Vorarlberg key? Yeah. That's probably what we need for... I don't know. Maybe. Let's keep going. There might be another key. Or like... Maybe that key is just for this gate here, you know?
No point. It's locked.
What if I told you you picked up a key 10
No
seconds
point.
ago?
It's
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I understand. But now, we can see what's over here, and then go back to the ladder. I don't think we can go around this at all. No, we can't. Okay, to the ladder it is. Ladder, 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 ladder. I want to get lost in the maze, though, but we're not allowed to. I'm sure we'll come back to it. Bonus! Big brain time. Okay, let's go up to like the very top floor, it looks like. Work our way from top to bottom. Also, this is not a factory, I don't think, but that's... Yeah, see, explore the attic is a new thing. So explore the factory is still an open objective. So we weren't finishing shit, we were starting new shit. So that's fine, we'll explore the factory more after this. Okay. We got books, we got bikes, we got this clock. We got, this clock. Can't do anything with the clock. We got desk. What's in the desk? Ink bottle. Oh, well, ink is... We can stamp the paper with the ink. Back at the notary. Anna. May 14th, 1930. Yesterday, something terrible happened. I do not know who to turn to, who to talk to, so I've decided to write it down. You, dear diary, are now my confidant and sole guardian of my secret thoughts. Hans lies in the next room, teetering between life and death, and I am terrified. Oh, the injustice of life. First Mama, then Hans. Please, dear Lord, don't take my little brother away as well. Oh, with little Hans. We know he's okay, though. May 15th, 1930. Hans may be promised to keep this a secret, but its burden is too heavy. I know I can tell you, though, dear diary. We discovered a cave in the mountains, a marvelous cavern with ancient paintings on the walls. Only prehistoric man could have painted them because there were depictions of mammoths, which are prehistoric creatures as well. That much I know. I hate mammoths now. It's all because of them and because of that stupid prehistoric children's toy. Why, Hans? Oh, why did you try and take it? And why did I let you climb up there? It's my fault you were in a coma now. Hans, if you die, I do not know how I could ever forgive myself. Hans, if you die, I'm gonna kill you. She wouldn't do that. That'd be redundant. Wait, was there another page? I just always think I don't remember when I first heard that quote, but like, the if you die, I'm gonna kill you thing. I heard that in a movie or something, and it stuck with me because, like, it doesn't really make any sense. And it's like, I care about you so much that I don't want anything to happen to you. But if you die, I will make sure that you're dead. It's just... I don't get it. Anyway. Was there any more? There was more to it. Okay. May 16th, 1930. Hans has still not regained consciousness. Father cannot sleep, and Gertrude cries all day long. Outside, the heat is suffocating, but inside the house is icy cold and dismal. I still have hope, though. I know my brother. I know his strength. He will pull through. He never gives in. May 17th, 1930. I cannot think of anything else but Hans. In all my waking and sleeping dreams, I see his fall over and over. I see his head hitting the rock and his oh-so-pale face softening. I have taken refuge in the attic. It's the only place where I find any peace wrapped up in all my memories. May 18th. 5 days have passed since the accident, and Hans has still not opened his eyes. To see him like this is unbearable. Please, God, protect him. Take my life, not his. May 19th. I feel so desperate, so alone. I want to snuggle up in Father's arms, but I dare not. He's just so impassive. Oh, Hans, don't leave me here. It has happened! May 20th. It has happened! Hans has come back to life. He opened his eyes and uttered my name. My name! Do you realize this is the happiest day of my life? I want to take to the streets and sing, to proclaim my joy to the world. Thank you, oh thank you, God! May 22nd. How wonderful, how beautiful life is. Gertrude and I cannot stop breaking into uncontrollable fits of giggles. Hans even wolfed down his meal today. I knew he was tough, my little brother. Even Father smiled at me today when he said good morning. May 25th, 1930. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I'm totally absorbed in Hans' recovery. I have scarcely 5 minutes to myself to return to my refuge and scribble down these words. These are getting a little less frequent. May 29th. It is very curious whether Hans is hungry, thirsty, or if he wants something. He cannot stop saying my name. He can't bear it when I leave him, even for an instant. Gertrude thinks that I should move my bed into his room to help him sleep better. I hope that Father will agree. June 2nd. Today was my first day that Hans has left the house. Was the first day that Hans left the house. We went for a short walk in the garden, but Hans is still very weak. The doctor said we should be patient and shouldn't rush him. It is so hard, though. I hope so much that life can return to how it once was. June 20th. Hans has been out his coma for a month now. He still doesn't say much and has difficulty moving. He sits motionless for long periods of time, his eyes wide open as though lost in thought. I have often had to call his name several times before he reacts. Then he will smile, and when he does, the moment is magic for me, and I couldn't possibly be happier. June 22nd. I had to talk to him. The burden was too great. I asked Hans about the accident in the cave to find out what he could remember. He could utter only one word. Mammoth! And his eyes glowed so strangely when he said it that he frightened me. September 15th. I go back to school today, and for the first time in my life, I am dreading it. I'm afraid of leaving Hans alone. Despite Gertrude's kindness and attention, I have the impression that Hans is much less nervous when I'm there. October 20th, 1930. While I was doing my homework yesterday evening, Hans crept up on me so quietly that he made me jump. He took a pencil and a blank sheet of paper, and curiously, he started drawing. It's the first time since his accident he has done anything but daydream. October 28th. Drawing just like Momo at the beginning of the game, who was a big fan of Hans. October 28th. Hans scribbles almost obsessively. It is all he will do all day long. I feel it annoys Father. Nobody else understands, but I can see that Hans is trying to draw mammoths. Big mammoth obsession since the cave. November 16th, 1930. Today is my birthday, and Gertrude has made me an apple pie, my favorite. But Father has not returned home for lunch, and Hans doesn't want to leave his room. The best present I could ever have is to see Hans back on the way to recovery. December 25th, 1930. Snow is falling! It's beautiful! Snow falling on Christmas Day. Lovely. January 10th, 1931. The doctor visited to examine Hans. He seemed happy that my little brother has fully recovered his faculties. It truly is a miracle. I don't understand why he doesn't talk more, though. Why isn't he livelier, like he was before? February 9th, 1931. It is Hans' birthday. Today he is 11 years old. I have the strangest of impressions that actually he has lost 5 years rather than gained one more. Oh, that's sad. February, this is a lot of entries. I hope you are prepared for the amount of reading this stream. I kind of expected this, though. That's why it seemed like maybe this would be a good YouTube video. Because, I like interacting with people, but if I can't interact with people, I can just read a whole bunch of shit to you instead. So yeah, that's where we're at. February 24th, 1931. The doctor has just left. I saw him whispering with Father. Their serious expressions worried me awfully. What could they be hiding from me? I'm grown up now. At the age of 15, you can understand everything. No, you can't. She's full of shit. No, you can't. I'm too scared to ask Father what is happening. March 15th, 1931. I've been thinking, and it seems to me that Hans' attitude isn't normal. The shock of the fall and his coma must have had much more serious effects than we first imagined. Hans, my dear brother, what is happening to you? April 4th, 1931. I've discovered the truth. Hans is stunted, physically and mentally. I eavesdropped a conversation between the doctor, Father, and Gertrude. Gertrude buried her tear-filled eyes in her apron, and Father muttered the word retard under his breath. How could he say such a thing? April 13th, 1931. It is Easter, and we're on school holiday. This means I can spend all day with Hans and protect him from Father's permanent dark moods. He cannot accept the fact that Hans, his only son, will stay in this state forever. Also of note, retard is an out-of-date term. So I don't... You shouldn't use it as an insult either way, but medically speaking, I don't think they use it much anymore either. So, just a FYI. April 14th, 1931. It is truly difficult to accept, but it is not Hans' fault. Mine may be, but not Hans. I don't know how to make Father understand. He seems full of hatred for him. It is dreadful. I feel so powerless. May 14th, 1931. Are we going to go through her whole life this way? Maybe. I don't even know anymore. We'll make this a little longer episode so we can do something besides just read the whole time. 1 year. 1 year has gone by and it feels like an eternity. The situation shows no signs of improvement, neither in terms of Hans' mental health or Father's attitude towards him. May 30th, 1931. Extraordinary! Father has decided to take Hans to Paris for new tests. He says that only in the French capital will he find truly competent doctors. We must make Hans ready for the great expedition. June 6, 1931. No news from Father and Hans, but I remain hopeful. I am sure they will take good care of my brother. July 15th, 1931. They have returned. Hans rushed into my arms and started crying. It took me a long time to calm him down and get him to sleep. Father is still as taciturn as he was before he left. The French doctors have confirmed the diagnosis. Hans will remain physically and mentally impaired. I am stunned. August 28th. The summer is coming to a close. It has been less stifling than the last. The sun has put color in Hans' cheek. When I look at him, I have difficulty imagining that he will not change. November 16th. Father still says nothing and increasingly shuts himself away in his office at the factory. Christmas. Gertrude tells me that love and faith triumph over any science. I lack neither. God be praised. January 12th, 1932. This is going on for actual years at this point. Father took Hans to the factory this morning. Hans was so afraid that I accompanied them. Fortunately, Father said nothing. I fail to understand why he insisted on bringing him there. January 13th. Father left for the factory with Hans once again this morning. I think he wants to persuade Hans that he could be useful for something. It is his way of resisting fate. February 17th, 1932. For a month now, every morning, Hans has gone to work with Father at the factory. I'm not exactly sure what he does there, but he seems to enjoy it. I feel my brother's behavior has changed considerably. He is much less capricious. I don't know that word. April 14th, 1932. I could cry. Hans has made me a present. A small robot mammoth with a trunk that rises and falls. That's really cool. Hans has a gift. Despite everything that happened to him, he's making some cool shit. Good on you, Hans. I want a cool robot mammoth. A small robot mammoth with a trunk that rises and falls. When Father saw it, he nodded his head in satisfaction. Oh, whoops. May 20th, 1932. Both Gertrude and Father now have their own robot mammoths. Theirs are even more intricate and finely tuned. Little brother is not such a retard after all. October 15th, 1932. Hans' mammoth now walk, raise their trunks, and wag their tails. It's incredible. Dang, Hans, you're putting in some good work. December 22nd, 1932. I met the head of the factory workshop, Mr. Grips, this morning. He says that for a young lad of 12, Hans is very gifted. It is a shame he only makes elephants. Hey, elephants are fucking cool, though. Nothing wrong with that. February 11th, 1933. Father and Hans were locked in a long discussion yesterday, or should I say Hans was locked in one of Father's long monologues, as it is inconceivable that Hans should go to school like other children. Father wants to take him on as a worker at the factory. However, Hans will have stopped making his own little devices. Hans' silence, his half-gaping mouth and staring eyes finally sent Father off in a rage. February 12th, 1933. I tried to breach the subject with Hans. I suggested he should obey Father. Learning a craft at the factory is his one chance to do something constructive with his life. He's so gifted and takes so much pleasure in making automatons. He did look like he wasn't listening to me, but I know he'll think about what I said. February 20th. It's not that Hans cannot speak, it's rather that he doesn't want to speak. He uses the least possible words for communication, except with me, but he's still very economical with words. May 15th, 1933. Incredible! Hans was not just satisfied with learning how the assembly line works, instead he has completely redesigned it. Father and Monsieur Grips are taking a serious look at his plans. July 10th. I can read numbers. Father has wanted to talk to me about my future since I passed my exams. He wants to send me to university because he says my intelligence is astounding. My heart was beating so loud. It is true, I do love studying, but I couldn't bear to be away from Hans. September 2nd. What a ghastly summer! I have been permanently torn between my desire to go to university and my refusal to leave my brother. I talked about it with Hans, but he said nothing. That same evening, I found my own little mammoth broken. Uh-oh. October 9th. Hans has another fit of hysterics at dinner again. Father announced that Hans' new assembly line would soon be finished. However, they have removed the automaton parrots. They have removed the automaton parrots that shout orders as they were deemed superfluous. Hans was livid. He hurled a soup dish to the ground and stormed off to his bedroom. What will happen between the both of them when I'm not here? I think little automaton parrots sound cute as shit, and I think any factory would be better to have them. So, Hans' father is being stupid and dumb, and I'm with Hans on this one. Keep the parrots. October 17th, 1933. Despite my scruples, I'm finally leaving. Hans has not talked to me for a week. Father would not understand if I told him why I wanted to stay. My heart is so heavy. Christmas. It's so strange to be home. Okay, so this is, I guess this would be after she comes back for Christmas vacation. It's so strange to be home. I had never left home for such a long time before. Once we were alone, Hans did not stop talking. Words just leaped from his mouth. How he laughed at his excitement. He presented me with a delightful little ballerina to replace the mammoth, he told me. I was so touched that I started crying. Distance has done nothing to harm the strong bond between us. I thought that was the last page, but there is more. There is always more. September 10th, 1937. That's a big gap. Christmas to September. Yeah, that's like a 9-month gap. That's a lot. Strange to pick up this diary once more. At first my impulse was to tear it up, but I resisted and instead succumbed to my second desire, which was to write for a while. I'm alone in my attic once more. I've been home for 2 months now, and after a summer... Oh, wait a second. Hold the fucking phone. That was not 9 months later. 1933, 1937. So this is after she's all done with college. Wow. At first my impulse was to tear it up, but I resisted and instead succumbed to my second desire, which was to write for a while. I'm alone in my attic once more. I've been home for 2 months now, and after a summer spent living with the intense joy of being reunited with my brother, Hans has returned to the factory. Father has aged so, and Gertrude's arthritis causes her terrible pain. September 13th, 1937. All in all, these last 4 years have been kind to Father and Hans. The relationship is less tense. They still do not exchange much conversation, but they now have a thing in common, the factory. I'm even beginning to feel a bit jealous. Silly, really. September 17th, 1937. Hans hasn't changed. To help Gertrude, he has designed a totally automated kitchen, and Gertrude can't stop moaning at the wind puppets. Oh, how I adore them. And that was like a good Hans hasn't changed. Okay. October 9th. I went to go and see Father and Hans at work. I haven't been to the factory for ages. It's strange how much it has changed. I was very curious to see them set about their tasks. I like Father's new office very much. Hans has a small workshop on the first floor crammed with odds and ends, unfinished robots and designs. Exactly as I imagined it, in fact. October 15th. The factory is working very well. Orders for toys keep coming in, spurred on by the run-up to Christmas. When I was at university, and I said my name was Vorarlberg, people would ask me if I had any relation to the Valladolid factory. Now I know the effect that Hans' genius has had on the factory's renown. November 2nd, 1937. To make myself more useful, I started helping Father set his papers in order. The most extraordinary thing of all is that for the first time ever, I have the impression that the three of us form a real family. Yay! Reading break. Apparently, it's good to breathe every now and then. I have not been breathing. Okay, back to the words on the screen. December 8th, 1937. Hans never ceases to surprise. No, Hans never ceases to surprise me. Between home and the factory, his behavior is so very different. In his workshop, he is serious, concentrated, a proper young man who keeps his eye on everything going on, constantly on the move and in control. One has the impression that each single toy is his very own infant. At home, he turns back into a child once more and is either moody or a happy-go-lucky buffoon. Christmas. The most wonderful Christmas of my whole life. Hans and I could not stop giggling like children beneath Father's disapproving glare. I know that he was only pretending, really. Our hearts are so full of hope. January 5th, 1938. Hans came to see me in my bedroom yesterday evening. I felt terribly awkward, terribly ill at ease. I might have guessed. Hans wants to leave. Leave Valladolid, the house and the factory. He wants to go traveling. He doesn't know where to or for how long. That's just like him. I was so shocked that I told him his plans were foolish. He left my room without a word, his head bowed. Oh. I do like the flowers, though. January 7th, 1938. I thought that he wanted to leave because of Father. Not at all. It's because of the mammoths. He wants to go tracking mammoths. I thought he had gotten over his obsession. I know my brother only too well. I wouldn't dream of telling him his quest is useless. It isn't worth it. He will not listen to reason. Tracking mammoths in the 1900s doesn't usually pan out for people. This is not from the diary. This is just my personal perspective on mammoths and the 20th century. They're kind of dead. Like, mammoths are not something you see these days, and that seems like kind of a fruitless endeavor. So I don't know how Hans is going to make this work. Maybe we'll find out. Who knows? January 10th, 1938. I was so selfish the other evening. I returned to talk to Hans and ask him gently if he was sure of his decision. I already know what the reply is going to be. Nothing will make him change his mind. January 19th. Despite my profound sadness and despair, I must help Hans fulfill the destiny he has chosen and announce the news to Father. I fear the worst. Yeah, the worst. January 24th. The worst was worse than my fears. Father's anger was terrifying. He shut Hans away in his workshop at the factory and has forbidden all visits except from Gertrude, who feeds him. That fucking sucks. February 1st. Father has decided that Hans should remain locked up for as long as it takes him to abandon his infantile decision. Gertrude tells me that Hans is very despondent, yet highly resolute. The worry is driving me mad. February 6, 1938. As soon as Gertrude returns from the factory, I hasten to get news of my little brother. He doesn't say anything. He just fiddles with bits and pieces. She replies every day with a sigh. I've tried desperately to reason with Father, but I know I'm just wasting my breath. February 9th. Hans is 18 years old today, and he is all on his own for his birthday. February 20th. In secret, Gertrude delivered to me a small robot from Hans. It's a robot of us, as children. It works with a small cylinder punched with tiny holes. I quivered with emotion as I turned the key. The message he gave was simple. He was telling me he loved me very, very much. Oh, that's sweet. February 21st. Gertrude gave me a different tiny cylinder for today's toy. Hans is truly incredible. He has found a means of communicating between us, and us alone in total secret. February 27th, 1938. Oh, model. Hello. Oh, it's not supposed to do that. February 27th, 1938. My days are spent eagerly awaiting Hans' messages. He has now resolved to run away. He is preparing his escape, like if it was a game. There's a lot of diary to get through. Okay. Let's just keep rolling. March 6th, 1938. Gertrude has returned and she is beside herself. Hans has disappeared. Father has not even deigned to return to the workshop where he locked up his son, nor find out how he managed to escape. He just gave me a black look as if he knew we were up to something behind his back. March 7th, 1938. It is beginning to dawn on me that Hans has gone. I miss him so much. Lord, please protect my little brother and watch over him for me. March 11th, 1938. With Hans gone, Father now locks himself away night and day at the factory. The house is so gloomy now. March 12th. This morning I caught Father in the drawing room installing a coffin on a trestle. The sight of it made my blood freeze. What on earth is he up to? My questions meet only with stony silence and a permanent black countenance. So either the dad plans to kill himself, thinks he's going to die soon, or it has to do with Hans disappearing. I'm assuming it has to do with Hans disappearing, like one of the... You still do coffins when bodies are missing, right? Just so you can still do the ceremony and just kind of be like formal about it, I guess. March 13th, 1938. Behind closed curtains, the drawing room with the coffin surrounded by huge candles has become a veritable funeral chamber. March 14th, 1938. This is ghastly. I have just understood what Father is up to. This morning, the priest came to pray before the coffin, and I finally caught on. Father is in mourning for the death of Hans. Okay. Father made the priest believe that his son was dead. How could he do such a thing? March 16th. In the madness occasioned by his grief, my father grows ever more cold and calculating. He contacted his old friend, Dr. Schnoll, who duly drew up a bona fide death certificate without even seeing the body. I dare not imagine what yarn he spun. March 17th, 1938. Hans' funeral will be officially held next Sunday. Father strictly forbade me to attend. This sordid masquerade makes me feel ill, but I cannot denounce the subterfuge, or else I will display my father's mental instability to the world. The shame would kill him, that much is certain. March 23rd. I have to get away, far, far away. April 23rd, so 1 month later. No, I will not leave. I've thought long and hard. My life is here next to my father. He needs me too much now. The factory needs me because Father is incapable of running it now. Besides, I can only find peace of mind among Hans' robots. And how shall I know when he has sent me new ones if I am not at home to receive them? No, I shall not leave. My destiny is to remain here and keep watch. We're done. We're done. We did it. We read the entire diary. Oh my god, that was a lot of reading. I think we'll end this episode here. Because I need to take a break after all of that. My voice is, Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the Let's Plays. I really wish that I could be talking with you all right now. We could be having a sweet little conversation in the chat, like, hello, Vera. I am chat room. And then I'll be like, oh, hi, Vera, thank you for coming to the chat. This is great to see you here. Being me, but the other me that's in the chat. And then you'll be like, lol, 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 butts. And I'll be like, no, Vera, you gotta watch your language. You can't say things like butts here. That's a fucking curse, and we don't accept that sort of language. But you know what? We'll get back to that state. But for now, I hope this can tide people over. And next time, we will explore this attic to the fullest and not just read the whole time. Promise. So, yeah. See you later. Bye.